going, here's a place where you can take comfort in the knowing that whether if you've come to stay a while or just passing through, this door is open to you. Come and let's be silent. Come and share a hug. Come, let's pray together. Come, love and be loved. From the blissed out to the turned out, from the pampered to the abused, this door is open to you. Come on in. Come on in. Come on in. Come on in. The God in us recognizes the God in you. The God in you. Whether you're black or white, gay or straight, Christian, Buddhist or Jew, this door is open to you. If there's some kind of trouble or pain you're going through, know that you are not alone and someone cares for you. As an individualization of divine point of view, this door is open to you. Oh, this door is open. This door right here is open for you. This door is open to you. This door. I'm talking about this door. I said this door is open to you. Come on in. Come on in. Come on in. Come on in. The God in us recognizes the God in you. The God in you. Whether you're black or white or gay or straight, Christian, Buddhist or Jew, this door is open to you.
Good morning, everyone. I am so glad that you chose to be with us on this first day of June. If you got our newsletter this month, you know that June is busting out all over. And we are full of pride because June in 2025 is Pride Month. And so I want to welcome you to CSL Visalia and to say thank you for spending time with us. If this is the first time you have been with us in the sanctuary, we welcome you. We thank God for you, and we are so glad that you're here in person with us. And if this is your first time watching us online, we are pleased that you've taken the time out of your day, no matter what time of day it is, to watch our service today. So I want to set the pace so that you know from the top that there is going to be something here today to fill your heart with pride. There is going to be something today that is going to inspire you. And I hope you take that inspiration and that you run with it this week. And so I'm going to turn it over to Donna so that she can tell you what's happening here at CSL Visalia. Donna?
Good morning, everybody. Am I on? I can't tell. It doesn't sound like it. There, now I'm on. Thank you very much. Welcome, everybody. It's dark in here. The lights aren't on. Is this good? You like it like this? Okay. Well, it's cooler. Yeah, it keeps it cooler. Although we have air and it's on. Hooray. So welcome, everybody, to the first day of June. It is Birthday Sunday. So do we have any June birthdays? Your son-in-law today? Okay. Well, it's my birthday in June. Oh. I'm the only one? So we'll sing happy birthday to me. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear everybody. Happy birthday birthday to you. Yay. And Florence brought us a beautiful birthday cake today so we can all enjoy. And it's chocolate inside. Some can't eat it, sorry for the non-chocolates. We need to start getting a half and half, I guess. Most of us like chocolate. Okay, let's go to what's going on this week. So, we were going to announce one more time that this class starts tomorrow night, but it's sold out. Reverend Jack says there are 75 people in it. And that's all they can handle because they're going to do breakout sessions online and everything. So if you didn't get signed up, it's too late. It's too late. So those will be interesting because Elder Pride and Heart and Soul, those of us in it are going to get to meet. Okay, so Donna Kay, and we're so happy that Donna Kay and Steve Kay are back with us today. So, Reverend Jack, when you're listening to this, Donna Kay says, since we're all about abundance, we should let her in because I know she wants to take it. We'll talk about that later. So let's go to the next slide. So this is DEI month, Pride month, and we're doing Juneteenth on actual Juneteenth day, which is June 19th. And we've done it. This will be our third year to be involved when we used to do it here. This year, the city of Visalia decided to do it for the first time, and so we're collaborating with them, and we're going to be doing some of our own stuff, and we're getting music and dancing, and we're going to tell the story of Edmund Weisinger. And if you don't know who Edmund Weisinger is, there's flyers on the back table telling you his whole story about he integrated California schools, a black man who wanted his black son to go to the white high school. And he made it happen. So it'll be fun. A bunch of us are going to be there. There'll be kids' activities. There'll be all kinds of things. And hope you'll come. Hope you'll come to be part of our Juneteenth celebration. Now, if you're in the sanctuary, you can see this wonderful mural on the back wall. And Stevie, her art nook is doing the show, her students, and she changed it out, and she's going to add a few more things before Friday. But she made this mural, and she had all her students paint it. It's just gorgeous. And she added some new things around, and Reverend Jack said, look at art today and find your favorite one and tell someone about it. So, yeah, check out the new art show. Come Friday, because it's interactive. Now, last month, we painted this wonderful dragon. This time, she's going to have various things to do, and you can make and take and do art and dress up. She's going to have costumes too. You can dress up and take pictures. So your child and you can have lots of fun. So this Friday, 5 to 8, come and enjoy and participate in our first Friday Art Walk. So today, we've been talking about this discussion we're going to have in Explorers. We're going to talk about the real story about the crucifixion and the resurrection. And some of us have been reading books, and even if you haven't read a book, come and talk to us. It's at 12:30 after service. Go out and get lunch, come back. We'll be in the library, and we want to talk about what are our thoughts about it. The books that I'm reading are very different from what the Bible says. So they're saying, okay, the Bible, a lot of that's made up. That's the way it worked back then. They made stories to let you help remember the stories or the thought behind it. So come and listen. I think it'll be a fascinating discussion. 12:30 after service today. And the baby contest starts today. These are our first 3 babies. So Gigi is back in it. And Fable is Sima's beautiful white German Shepherd. And then Snickers is Lori's wonderful, beautiful dog. And they're all going to be raising money for us because the baby contest is all about having fun and doing fundraisers. So Sima said, you notice that Fable has this necklace around, it's her Halloween necklace. It's jack-o'-lanterns. And so she's going to bring pumpkin cheesecake, I think, next week to kick off her fundraiser. So bring money, and the cards are on the back table for each dog and a little pot that you can put money in. If you have a favorite already, put a few dollars in that right now. We've got 3 months to raise money for the center. in fun ways. So anybody else, we need a few more babies, animals, grandchildren, children. So I know some of you have animals. Oh yes, Donna W., you have a wonderful cat.
Oh, I have a cat called Peanut Butter.
Yes, so maybe we'll get peanut butter in this. So we need a few more entries. It's fun. Last time I think we had 5 or 6. Let's get some more, and we'll start doing fundraisers and have fun with this thing that this is our 3rd year doing it. And I think that's the last one, so I'm going to call up Sue, who is our host today, and we'll keep going with the service.
Okay. We are going to read the mission statement. I think we need the slide. There it is, all together. The Center for Spiritual Living Visalia is the place everyone comes together, connecting in love and learning how to create abundant, joyful, and peaceful lives. Now, our first song is Right Here, Right Now.
Right here, right now, gonna make a brand new start. Right here, right now, I'm gonna make a change in my heart. Everything I need, I now receive, and it's done unto me as I believe. Right here, right now, where I am. Right here, right now, I'm gonna make a brand new start. Right here, right now, I'm gonna make a change in my heart. Everything I need, I now receive, and it's done unto me as I believe. Right here, right now, where I am. Right here, right now, I'm gonna make a brand new start. Right here, right now, I'm gonna make a change in my heart. Everything I need, I now receive, and it's done unto me as I believe. Right here, right now, where I am. Right here, right now, where I am. Right here, right now, where I am.
Thank you so much, Donna and Kevin. It was great. All right, in Science of Mind, we have 14 what we believe statements, and each month we look at one of them. So please read with me what we believe. We believe in the unity of all life, and that the highest God and the innermost God are one God. Now our diversity quote, Bobby?
Good morning. It's good to see everyone. This is the quote that I chose for today. It's by Brené Brown. Owning our story and loving ourselves through that process is the bravest thing we'll ever do. And that's by Brené Brown, a sociologist and author who studies courage, vulnerability, shame, and empathy. So this morning at the Science of Mind chat, we talked about In Living Color, which is the theme for this week. And We embrace the spiritual truth that we are all divine expressions of God and fully embrace the spectrum of our human experience. Thank you.
Thank you, Bobby. Now, would everyone please stand and sing the congregational song, I'm Choosing Heaven Right Now.
I'm choosing heaven today. I'm choosing heaven today. I am walking the road of heaven right now, singing, I'm choosing heaven today. I'm choosing love today. I'm choosing love today. I am walking the road of heaven right now, singing, I'm choosing love today. I choose compassion today. I choose compassion today. I am walking the road of heaven right now, singing, I choose compassion today. I'm choosing joy today. I'm choosing joy today. I am walking the road of heaven right now, singing, I'm choosing joy today. I choose abundance today. I choose abundance today. I am walking the road of heaven right now, singing, I choose abundance today. I'm choosing heaven today. I'm choosing heaven today. I am walking the road of heaven right now, singing, I'm choosing heaven today. I am walking the road of heaven right now. I'm choosing heaven today.
All right. Thank you, Donna. Thank you, Kevin. Wow. I hope you're getting inspired. I know that I am. One of the things that I want to invite you to think about today on this first day of Pride is this little phrase. I think I'm going to have t-shirts made up that say this: notice what you notice and why you noticed it. You know, a big part of the work that I have been doing throughout my life, and even in this chapter of my life, is to have a deeper understanding of how our life got to be the way that it is, and to be willing to take a look at history, take a look at family relationships, take a look at anything that might give me insight as to how my life got to be the way that it is, and then simultaneously take a look at how our world got to be the way that it is. You know, and as I was preparing for this first Sunday of Pride Month, I was reminded of so many things, but one of the things that I was reminded of most was this tendency for revisionist history. And what do I mean by that? It's when someone sets their intention to rewrite history so that it has a more favorable look to the next generations. So I want to start out by talking to you about a woman by the name of Anna Marie Murphy Douglas. Now, Anna Marie Murphy was a free Black woman living in Pennsylvania, in Massachusetts, up in New England. And it's unique in the time that she lived because she was a free black woman. And that gave her access to certain things. That gave her access to, even though she was a cleaning woman, to make money. And so she was able to save a little bit of her money. She was also smart in that she watched and she observed and she learned how to do different things. And so, one of the things that she was known for doing was first repairing shoes, like replacing the soles on your shoes. And then she evolved to where she became a shoe maker. And that allowed her to make even more money and to perfect her skills as a seamstress. And then she got to look at the world around her and decide, okay, what am I going to do? I am going to support this man by the name of Frederick Douglass, who was enslaved in the South. And so she was a key co conspirator to his escaping from the South. What did she do? She made a sailor's uniform and got it to him so that he could take on another persona of who he was and got on a ship and got to escape from the South and to make his way to the North to where they could be together. She funded his escape. It was her money that made it happen. Once he arrived, they got married, but it was her money that bought their first house. It was her money that bought their first furniture. It was her money that made his life being a spokesperson and starting to speak, starting to travel. She supported him. Now, we all learned in school about Frederick Douglass, but very few of us learned in school anything about Anna Marie Douglass. And one of the reasons why we learned very little about Anna Marie Douglass is some folks along the way decided that revisionist history was appropriate. So Frederick Douglass was moving through life, doing what he was doing, delivering speeches, and he created a following, as you can imagine he would. He created relationships with abolitionists that were a part of the underground movement. And as a matter of fact, Anna Marie was one of the first people to have a station, as it will, a safe place in her home for the Underground Railroad. And their home was open to anybody who came along and wanted to be a part of the abolitionist movement or to support Frederick Douglass's work in some way. And so their house became like a boarding house of all these people that came along. And as you can imagine, there was a situation in how many times have we heard this with celebrities? A celebrity becomes famous, then suddenly whoever was their first wife or first husband is kind of cast away, separated, and those around them have said to that person, you know, you need to step away from that person. You really can't be with that person. Well, that happened to Frederick Douglass, but she still persevered. She still stuck with him throughout her life. And those that wanted to quash Frederick Douglass would allege that he was having affairs with these other folks that were a part of the abolitionist movement. They would start telling stories of how Anna Marie was uneducated, illiterate, and not to be anyone to pay any attention to. Does some of this sound familiar to you? Does some of this revisionist history kind of go, Am I noticing that today? Well, that's why I want to tell you this story, is because there sometimes is a conscious effort to rewrite history just so it feels a little better, just so it has a little more marketable spin on it, just so I can influence some other folks by reimagining how this history happened. And that's what happened to Anna Marie Douglas. Nevertheless, she stayed committed throughout her lifetime to Frederick Douglass. And she did everything she could to support him and the abolitionist movement of that time. She was the personification of being an ally, by being an advocate, and dare I say, being a co conspirator. He would have not have made a safe passage to the north had it not been for Anna Marie. So, this is the month of pride. This is the month of lifting up the LGBTQ plus community. How many of you did not know that when that alphabet of LGBTQ first came into being, there was no reference, or it was a different reference? At that time, when it first came into being, it was GLBT. The gay was first, the lesbian was second, the bi was third, and the transgender was fourth. And then there was this thing that happened in the AIDS pandemic when people were dying during the pandemic, and the lesbian community became the caretakers of these young gay men that were succumbing to this disease. And so there was a conscious choice to correct history and to lift them up in appreciation and put the L at the beginning of that. That's just a little kind of side note. But even within our own community, there's been revisionist history. Pride Month, all of what we are celebrating was born out of an action 56 years ago. On June 29th, 1969, was the Stonewall riots. And in those Stonewall riots, that is when a community of people said no more. If you remember what we teach in our faith, our philosophy, our way of living, we can live in the level of consciousness where life happens to us. At that time, prior to 1969, many people that would be part of or identify with the LGBTQ plus community were living in a world where life happened to us. We were victimized by the police force. Stonewall was a bar in the Village in New York City that was owned by the mafia. Now, many people would say, well, why would you even support a bar or a club that was owned by the mafia? Well, one of the things that I want you to remember is no liquor company would sell liquor to a bar owner that supported anything that had anything to do with the LGBTQ plus community. They would not do business with them. Landlords would not rent to them. There was no way to have a safe sanctuary to be together if it were not for the mafia. So those owners of Stonewall had to make a deal with the mafia, had to make a deal with the police force of New York City in order to pay them off not to be harassed, not to be violated, to have that safe sanctuary. But what would happen from time to time? The police force would still raid the club. They would still go in and arrest people. They were looking for anything, just how you looked at one another. I want you to look at somebody across the room from you right now. Just look at them, smile at them, acknowledge them, see the little glint in their eye, look at one another right now. Okay, now what I want you to imagine is that there's someone in the back of the room right now that just saw you do that, and now suddenly you're being rushed, stood up, put in handcuffs, and escorted out of the building and arrested for lewd and lascivious conduct. No questions asked, no opportunity to prove your innocence, no way to say to anybody that would listen, well, I was just saying hello to that person across the room. Does that sound familiar? Anything like that happening today? Just asking you to notice what you notice and about it. But there was a group of people that said no more. This is not going to happen on my watch. If you can imagine, that was the T in the LGBT community, because Stonewall was a safe haven and a sanctuary for folks in the transgender community. And they were a group of people in their life that had fought their entire life because they were people of color. They had spent their entire existence looking over their shoulder for that person behind them that was going to find some reason not to just incarcerate them, but to take them out at any cost. And at some point, they said, no matter how bad that is, it's worth dying for, so it will never happen again. And those transgender women picked up the rocks when the police came and raided Stonewall and locked people inside and locked others outside and said no more. And because they had lived as a society so long in that level of consciousness of where life happens to us, the police force decided they would never fight back. Oh, not these queers. They're not gonna, no, not gonna happen. But guess what they did? And not only did they fight back, they were smarter than the folks that had arrested them. The people that had arrested them were just, you know, police officers that were feeling their power and, like the playground bully, wanted to go pick on somebody that they felt was inferior to them. And it wasn't until they started to realize through these riots that these transgenders and the allies of the transgender community were smarter than they were. And one of the things that they would do is they would be working their network to find out when the SWAT team was coming down the street. And suddenly they would run around the neighborhood and get behind the SWAT team. These transgenders, these allies in the LGBT community would march up behind these police officers and start singing show tunes to them and start doing high kicks and making fun of them. They didn't know what to do with it. So those riots really changed and said this is a community that is taking dominion over their life to say no more. No police officer was going to talk about being beaten out or outsmarted by somebody in the LGBTQ plus community. So they kind of remained silent on it. But that history, that's kind of how it happened. And then a year later, for the very first time in the village of New York City, Greenwich Village, the first Pride parade happened. But it was a protest. It wasn't necessarily a celebration of Pride. It was a protest proclaiming to the world, I will not be a victim anymore. So, fast forward in time, the stories are being told. Suddenly, a documentary is being made a few years later about the Stonewall riots. And guess what happened? On the posters for the movie, the documentary about the Stonewall riots, suddenly we've all gone into the mall and walked into an Abercrombie and Fitch store, or you walked by it and you've looked in and you see this huge portrait on the entry to the store of this white, blonde, blue eyed young man from Connecticut that is lifted up to be the personification of what it is to be a metrosexual male in America, the ideal. Well, imagine that image on the front of this poster depicting the Stonewall riots. And when you looked at it, it was if only those boys from Connecticut were there. It was those white boys throwing the rocks. It was those white boys announcing their emancipation. Revisionist history, even within a marginalized community. No more. We can't do that anymore. We have to be looking at what is the authenticity of our history. Today's talk is living a life in living color, living a life in living color. It is where we want to see those women of color that were saying no more, where it was those Black transgender women, those Latino transgender women that was saying no more, teaching us how to break through this victimhood consciousness and being willing to fight for their right to be who they are. And so that is where pride came from. And we do not want to rewrite that history of it being something other than what it was, because what it was magnificent. We're called to do it. I want us, my highest hope, that what we will learn from this is that we will always be looking for the authenticity of what is true. You know, one of the things that I am always doing in my life is being rich in discovery, rich in history, and studying more. And one of the things that I want us to realize as a culture is what is our history, even in this country, our own history, the what brought us into being, what we did to the natives that were living here in order to have what we felt we were entitled to. You know, there is a wonderful series on the History Channel Kevin Costner has developed a documentary series on settling the West. And it's amazing. I hope you take the time to go watch the episodes. I know there are new episodes every Sunday night, but catch up on the previous 2 or 3 episodes that are out there because it will give you an insight of how this country was settled and what we did to the natives when we settled it. And it was like, it was an eye awakening for me because I watched the first episode and, I was multitasking, I was doing something else, and I heard them say Fort Recovery, Ohio. And I thought, Fort, Reco- Fort Recovery, Ohio, that's 10 miles from where I grew up because I grew up along the Indiana Ohio state line. What is he talking about, Fort Recovery? And then suddenly he was talking about this captain by the name of Wayne that was representing the United States Army in clearing out the Delaware Indians from East Central Indiana. And I thought, now wait a minute. I lived in a county that was adjacent to Delaware County. I lived 10 miles from Fort Recovery. I lived in a county just north of Wayne County. Is that what he's talking about? And so I paid more attention and I realized that the American cavalry wiped out 50,000 Native Americans from Indiana. And then I am ashamed to realize that I never made the connection that the name Indiana was born out of the government referring to it as the Indian Territory. And the shortcut was the Indianans, meaning the Native Americans there that had to be eradicated to move on. Fort Wayne, Indiana is named after the colonel who did that cleansing. Wayne County, Fort Recovery was the fort. And what I find so ironic, because I know that I've talked with you all about it before, that same area was essential to be a part of the Underground Railroad and the abolitionists that settled there. And now it's like, okay, I want to know even more because I want to know why suddenly it was okay for the abolitionists to go there and settle there once the military had cleansed the area of the Native Americans so that they could do that. Is that a part of our history? So, my recommendation is that if we say we are about creating a world that works for all, we got to go back and look at how we got to where we are today. We've got to know this history. We got to not only seek out the truth, but to make sure that what we are being told is like Wikipedia. Anybody can offer information on Wikipedia and say that it is. Many people can go to Wikipedia and look at something and go, oh, okay, here's what happened. No, it is just somebody posting on Wikipedia what they think happened. And so you've got to do the research, you've got to do the due diligence, you've got to go to a place within your soul where you are okay to notice what you notice and why you notice it. If we are going to stand on the shoulders of giants, if we are going to stand on the shoulders of our ancestors, we got to tell the truth about their lives. We've got to tell the truth about how they made the decisions they did in life so that we are not passing on their trauma and taking it on as our trauma, but that we are learning from that history so that we do not repeat that history. You know, there is colonialism afoot right now. We have to notice that. We have to pay attention. We have to pay attention and say, not on our watch, not on our watch. Nobody is handcuffed in the United States of America without an opportunity to defend themselves. That's a base value that we've got to fight for. And yes, we got to fight for it. We've got to be allies for anyone who is marginalized and not given a voice. It's what we're called to do if we are going to be audacious enough to say that we are creating a world that works for all. We've got to be the counter voice to anyone who says creating that world that works for all is an effort to eliminate anyone else unlike us. That's not it. We've got to find what unites us. We've got to find what we have in common and then talk about it, learn about it, atone for our mistakes, ask for forgiveness so that we can live in harmony. That's the lessons of an Anna Marie Douglas. That is the actions of Miss Marcia and the original Stonewall riots. That's the action of why life is happening in front of us so that we can learn these lessons and then we can understand even deeper. But here's the other thing that it's going to require. As our musicians get ready and take their place for our next song, I want you in times like this to go to a quiet place within your own spiritual evolution where you can ask the question, what is mine to do in a time like this? Spirit, reveal to me what is mine to do in a time like this. Am I to be an ally? Am I to be an advocate? Am I to be a co-conspirator? Spirit, from this quiet place, reveal to me what is mine to do in a time like this. Thank you, everyone. Evan, Donna.
I will make a quiet place within my heart, and I will wait upon the Lord, wait upon the Lord. I will make a quiet place within my mind, and I will wait upon the Lord, wait upon the Lord. Be still, my soul, be still. Be still, my soul, be still. Be still and know I will make a quiet place within my life, and I will wait upon the Lord, wait upon the Lord. I will make a quiet place within my heart, and I will wait upon the Lord, wait upon the Lord. I will with all my be still, my soul, be still and know. I will make a quiet place within my life, and I will wait upon the Lord, wait upon the Lord. I will make a quiet place. I will make a quiet place.
That was truly beautiful. Thank you. All right, will the ushers please come forward? And we need the prosperity prayer. Please read with me. Today, I expect every good thing to come to me, for I know that divine abundance is forever manifesting itself in my affairs. I am keeping my whole mind and thought and expectation open to new experiences, to happier events, to a more complete self-expression. Everything that belongs to spirit, I accept. Everything that partakes of the nature of divine reality, I claim as my own. I identify with success, and I prosper in everything I do. As I give thanks for the good now flowing into my life, I gladly share that good with others. The more I give, the more I receive. I experience a deeper consciousness of peace and security, for I know that I am in the embrace of a warm, loving presence. My cup runneth over. I exist in limitless possibility. And so it is. Will the ushers take the offering? And for those of you out there in Cyberland, if you would like to donate to the Center for Spiritual Living Visalia, please go to the website www.cslvisalia.org and click on Donate. Or mail a check to CSL Visalia, 117 South Locust, Visalia, California, 93291. Thank you. We bless these gifts and give thanks for all the good that they will manifest. And so it is.
Thank you, Sue. So, as we prepare to go about our week ahead, I want to invite you, as I said in the beginning, to notice what you notice and why you notice it. And set an intention to be an ally to somebody that you didn't anticipate being an ally for by asking Spirit to guide you Who do I support today? And know that it will be revealed to you. Here's the other thing that I'm going to ask. I'm going to ask that you be an ally to our very own community, the CSL Visalia. Because here's what I know to be true. Across the United States right now, in many pulpits, there would not be a minister delivering a message like the one that I did today. And so, what I invite you to do is to let your world know our community has a slightly different message for the world. We have a message where we celebrate diversity, we strive for equity, and we consciously work for inclusivity in our spiritual community. We are not making anyone unworthy of the love that is from God, because that we believe that each and every one of us, no matter who we are or who we love, are the representation of that divine source. Our humanity is a tapestry in full living color. We are the most beautiful, spectacular stained glass window that could ever exist. That is what humanity is. And we merely need to step back and take a breath and be willing to see the beauty of it all. And we know that the best place in the world to begin, as you gather to sing the peace song, we know that peace is an inside job. What do I mean when I say that? It means it starts with me. I got to clean up my own house. I got to clean up my own thinking. I got to clean up how I move about the world. I've got to be able to put in the corrections when I see my own foibles, where I hide in my privilege, where I absolutely pretend not to see somebody else being marginalized. We're stopping that right now. We're choosing another way because we believe in a world where we can all coexist in love and harmony. And we know that that peace begins with me. Thank you, everyone. See you next time.
Now there is peace on earth, I know.